Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Flux. In this video, I will show you how to crochet a one round star. These stars are teeny tiny and make a cute applique, or you can put them on a hair clip or just about anything. For this project, you'll need some yarn. I'm going to use some worsted weight acrylic for this tutorial, but really you can use any yarn you like. And you'll also need your crochet hook. If you're unsure about what hook to use with your particular yarn, just check the yarn label. I'm going to use a 5mm H hook for this. And you'll also need a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle to do the finish work and weave in the ends when you're finished. So we'll get our little stars out of the way. And these stars have fluffy little corners. They're very dimensional as well. So to begin, we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. And I also wanted to mention that the stars that I'm showing you have 5 points, but you can make them have as many points as you like, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So we've put a slip knot on our hook, and we're going to chain 4. To make a chain, wrap yarn around hook, and pull it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is our starting chain, and then we're going to work a slip stitch into the last chain there to make a circle, just like that, and join it. So we're going to be working all the stitches into the middle of this circle. So let's make our first point. The first point begins by making a treble crochet, chain 1, and then a slip stitch. So let's do the treble crochet first. To make a treble crochet, or triple crochet, some people call it, wrap yarn around hook 2 times, like that. Insert your chain into the circle, the center of the ring, bring up a loop, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the second 2 loops, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops. That's the treble crochet. You should have 1 loop left on your hook. Next, we'll work a chain 1, and then the points of this star are very rounded off. So the next stitch we're going to do is the slip stitch, and that kind of will fold this point down a little bit because they're very rounded. So we're going to work a slip stitch into the center of the circle, just like that. So we have our first point complete. See how that rounded that off there? So we'll work another treble crochet into the center to start our second point. And these are very tiny. So I like to take my time. It can be a little fiddly because it's so small, but that's okay. And a slip stitch will finish that second point off. So we have point 1, point 2. Work another treble crochet to the center, just like that. Let me get this little star out of the way here, and a chain 1, and then a slip stitch to finish off the point. That's our third point. And if it's helpful, you can kind of push these out of the way so you have more space in which to work your other points. So we'll make our fourth point, treble crochet, chain 1, and a slip stitch. That's our fourth point. And see how this hole is gaping open? We're going to tighten that up later so it looks more like the finished star. So treble crochet, bring it through the first 2 loops, yarn around hook, bring it through the next 2 loops, yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2, chain 1, and I just give that a little push, and a slip stitch. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Then we're going to join it to close the star with a slip stitch. And take your scissors, just give it a little trim and fasten it off, just like that. So here's our star. It looks very strange right now. It's very kind of lumpy looking as compared to our finished star. So what we'll want to do is flip your star over and give this tail. I forgot to mention earlier, but as I worked all these rounds, all these stitches into this circle here, I also wrapped the stitches around my tail, so it weaved it in, and that saves you a little bit of time at the end. So just give that a nice strong tug. Take your scissors, trim that off. Okay, it's starting to look a little more star-like. You'll definitely need to shape these with your hands when you're finished. So it's looking a little more star-like, like our other star. And then you have this tail here. So just take your tapestry needle and thread the yarn right onto the tapestry needle with just a little tail like that. And then flip your star back over, and then you can just weave in the ends there. Just try and get them in there. Again, these are so tiny, so they can be a little fiddly. Now this kind of is gaping open. See how it's kind of like split open and kind of flat along there? When you pull this tail through, it's going to kind of bring that up a little. So you can flip it back over. Let's give that tail a little trim. Put that aside. So you can flip your star back over. This is the front here. And I like to just give all these little points a little pinch, and that'll help straighten things out a little bit because they're so little. And it looks like our green star. You can really make these in any color. They're very festive, and they have fluffy little edges. They're very dimensional, partially because we worked the treble and then the points kind of get folded down, so that makes it very kind of chunky looking. So that concludes our 1 round star tutorial. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the red subscribe button to get all the Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again!